we were gone for a week, and a bunch of things happened during that week. And, I wasn't listening to the radio station, to be quite honest with you, but I saw, people melting down online about this thing or that thing or whatever. Yeah. And one of the things I saw everybody melting down about was what Cam Newton said about Jalen Hurts. So far that they start doing the thing where they're comparing the Cam Newton stats versus Jalen Hurts' stats. And I didn't hear what he said. I just saw everyone felt so angry and disrespected about what Cam Newton said. Then finally,
I bet you Cam doesn't like those rushing touchdown stats.
No, I bet he doesn't at all.
Because he got the real rushing touchdown stats, yes.
So then finally, before the show today, in our meeting, I'm like, Jack, could you play what Cam Newton said that got everybody so mad? So could you play that for everyone?
I know everybody's going to get mad at this. Cam hating on Jalen Hurts. It's hard for me to grade Jalen Hurts with the talent that he has around him. Jalen Hurts is a great quarterback. But if we're talking about what they bring to the table, holistically, it's hard to judge what Jalen Hurts can do when you're throwing to a guy like A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. When you have tight end skill set, you have a dominant defense, the best running back in the game. Download Madden and see how many stars is on the offensive side of Philly. Like you got King Henry, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, and Isaiah Likely, those guys, that's cool. But when you're comparing, Lamar Jackson still shows you why he's an elite player. Josh Allen has to play elite in order for them to play. Lamar Jackson has to play at a high level for the Baltimore Ravens, even though that they have a dominant defense. Patrick Mahomes, he got a lot of talent. But boy, oh boy, you can't put no John Doe in Patrick Mahomes and think that they still going to win the way they win it. I understand that. Jalen Hurts does not have to play elite for the Philadelphia Eagles to win. He has to play good, but he doesn't have to play elite. We're not asking you to win the game. We're just asking you not to lose it. When you ask that question, are we winning because of you, solely because of you, or is it the resources around you? So game changer, game manager, those are the things that you have to ask yourself. And those are the metrics that I'm going off of. It's like, bro, even when the tush push, you got 5 people pushing you, bro. You got a solid group around you, dog. And the man who Jalen Hurts is, bro, I respect him. I take my hat off to him. But just because he's a great guy, that don't mean I can't critique his game.
Okay. Why are we melting down about that? Like, a lot of what he said there is what people say to me about, why are we like this? Or what people say to me about why Jalen is good, that he doesn't have to be the guy, that he doesn't lose the game for us, that he doesn't have to be the driving force behind every game, that he is like, that we let the running game be first, like all that. Why are we like this? Like, why do we have to take every analysis or every piece of criticism as some sort of personal affront to our eagledom? What he said there was reasonable. You could agree with it, you could disagree with it, but it didn't sound to me like Cam Newton was being a hater guy. Like, I can hear the hater stuff when it happens. I can hear Chris Sims being a hater. I get it. I understand that. But every slight, like if you have Jalen lower than third, you're trash and you're a hater and you're a liar. Like, I went back and I looked. Russell Wilson, after he won his first Super Bowl with the Seattle Seahawks, which is a similar situation to this one. Yep. And I looked at the quarterback rankings, where he was. I looked at 3 of them. He was 6th, 7th, and 8th, which is largely where Jalen is ending up, sometimes as high as 4th or 5th on some of these lists, as low as 9th on the ESPN one. It's just like, I can't figure out, and I would like to know why we can't just accept a fair analysis from somebody who played the position in a similar way almost, in a certain degree. Yeah. Like, why can't we just take that and go, well, at least won the Super Bowl. Like, why does it have to be pitchforks and fights and he's a hater? And, like, why can't we just listen to a little bit of criticism and not cry about it?
Right. All right. Let me woosah for just one quick second.
All right.
Woosah.
Woosah.
Okay.
I'm going to address this.
Okay.
And I'm going to address it in the way that I hope represents the accurate depiction of what those of us who feel the need to sometimes defend Jalen and where people view him are at. I'm not going to speak as if everyone views this the same. In other words, there are some extremists out there who get upset at anything you say.
Sure.
Like you can't say anything that is viewed as constructive criticism of Jalen without them being offended, OG. Like there are people out there like that.
Sure.
I'm not necessarily speaking for those people.
Okay.
I'm speaking for the people who appreciate Jalen for what he is, love what he brings to this team, and just want the praise of him and the appreciation of him from those who may not be as, as big of a fan of his game. I'm not going to call anyone a hater or what have you, but when you view a player a certain way, it's hard for you to, it's hard for you to separate yourself from what your actual thoughts of the player is. There's a preconceived notion of the player there for you. You're gonna, because you can take
whether you like him or dislike him.
You can take a guy and praise him and view his sort of attributes in a glowing fashion because there are so many other things you like about him. And then he adds these things to that, so it makes you appreciate his game even more. Then there are people who may look at him and say, you know what? He's not perfect, but he does some good things. Maybe not as well as this guy may do or that guy may do, but he's effective, and it works. So you can give him credit for that. And then there are the people that will qualify every compliment you give to him. Yeah, man, listen, I like that kid. He got great intangibles, but boy, doesn't he has a load of talent around him. What would that team be like if I put such and such in there? See, even when you say those things, you don't know that's a backhanded compliment. And people who are fans of his or fans of the team will view that as a negative. And so that's sort of the prism they see any of that analysis in. Because it's a backhanded compliment. It's not really praising him or appreciating him. It's almost as if you're doing it because you can't argue against this element, so you have to give him a compliment, but you're doing it reluctantly. I'm not saying you particular,
sure,
but there are people out there. So Cam Newton, for example, let me jump in on him real quick.
Did you think that was fair, what he said?
I thought some of the things Cam said was fair. I do. But here's the thing, though. Cam, I believe, also has a hint of jealousy in him. Now, there's a competitive side to that, meaning that he's a quarterback, former number 1 overall pick, Heisman Trophy winner, got labeled with all these expectations. He was an MVP, got his team to a Super Bowl. We know what happened. He didn't take advantage of it. His career's over. He fizzled out. But he's also saying in his own mind, well, hell, if I had those guys on my team, imagine what I would look like if I had those players on my team. So while I can give Jalen praise, he's still really looking at him like, you ain't really that good. You got a lot of great players around you. So all I'm saying is when you say he's not really that good, you mean he's not good as whom? And based on what? Here's where I got a problem with Cam and what he said. There's too much of the yeah, but in there. And then you bring up other guys with no yeah, buts. You're going to praise Lamar and not bring up his playoff performances? That's what you're going to do, right? Like, so you're not bringing up the yeah, buts with everybody else. You're going to praise Joe Burrow, but not bring up, they have missed the playoffs 2 years in a row. He's great, but you don't do the yeah buts with those guys. Even Patrick Mahomes, he made the statement that you just can't put John Doe's in there with Patrick Mahomes and he gets you did. Patrick Mahomes the last 2 years didn't get to the Super Bowl with a high-flying offense. So he was able to do that, put non-star players around him. My only thing is that it's too much of that when being discussed with Jalen Hurts. And that's why people, I believe, take offense to it or at least want to come to his defense. Because we've been longing for a quarterback that we can call our own, that leads us to wins. He's a franchise player. And we're going to be protective of him. We just are. I'm not saying that he is the best at every aspect of the quarterback position. He's not. He's not. But, man, there's a lot there that is good with him that he should at least be mentioned with those other guys without the yeah, but. I don't get the yeah, but with Jaden Daniels. I'm getting Justin Herbert.
Well, sure.
I don't get yeah, buts with Justin Herbert.
But, okay, so let me throw this out.
Okay.
There has been plenty of criticism of Lamar Jackson's playoff failures.
Okay.
Plenty.
But
now, not here.
No, I agree, but it doesn't stop him from being viewed as an elite quarterback. That's the thing. His losses almost get overlooked because of what he's doing in a regular season.
Well, sure, and they did that with Peyton, too. Peyton Manning was the same way. Now, Josh Allen has been questioned a lot.
He has. That's why I don't bring him up as much, because his own peers voted him as the most overrated guy.
Overrated player.
And we're completely wrong about it.
And I think that Cam does make a reasonable point where he is saying certain other quarterbacks in the league have to be elite for their team to win, and Jalen doesn't.
That's a fair point.
And that's just fair. True.
Yeah.
And it's just true.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I just think.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, I just think now, again, I am putting guys like Chris Sims to the side. Like, I understand there are haters out there. Mm-hmm. But, like, Orlovsky's not a hater.
No, Orlovsky's he's criticized Jalen and he's praised him.
The guy who was here,
Chase Daniel.
Chase Daniel's not a hater. I don't think.
I don't know if Chase Daniel. Listen, that FS1 show, that facility, they all seem even Shady. Yeah. I was like at times, like, hold on, Shady.
Yeah, Shady forgets sometimes he was an Eagle, and like, we see some truth from Shady.
Yeah. Like, so I'm not saying they were haters, Spike, but I'm saying the criticism seemed a little heavy. It almost seems from some quarterbacks as if they're like, their view is, oh, I could do that if I was there. As opposed to being sort of, I don't know, mesmerized, or I don't know if that's the right term, in awe. Appreciative, put it that way. Instead of being appreciative of how Jalen plays the quarterback position, I feel like I'm the first person ever to call Troy Aikman the most overrated quarterback.
You were early on that one.
Right? Yeah, you were definitely early.
But I'm saying nobody else does that.
No.
And he never wowed anybody with his play, and he had a ton of talent around him. Right?
Sure, yeah.
In other words, he doesn't get knocked as a quarterback for the talent that he had around him.
No.
He's just viewed as a champion.
Yeah.
Leader.
Now, I don't think he is ever viewed as the reason the team won.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Agree with that.
He isn't put on a pedestal.
Him in the offensive line, yes.
Yeah, I don't think there was ever a debate that Troy Aikman was the best quarterback in football.
I agree with that.
You know,
yes.
So, all right, 215-592-9494.
And that's where guys have a fair argument, is when some of us as Eagles fans, I'm just speaking collectively, don't want to hear anything about Jalen that could be viewed as constructive criticism. Like, he doesn't have to be viewed as the number one quarterback in the league.
Or number two.
Number two.
That's why I bring up Russell Wilson. Yeah. And by the way, he can leave some room for him to prove more and get better, because he can certainly have a better year this year than he had last year.
I agree.
It's a prove-it year.
Yeah, it is a prove-it year for Jalen. All right, 215-592-9494.
With y'all too.
What happened? Whoa.
Is what Cam Newton said fair?
That's all we wanted. He was cooking, finally.
We do have
about 75% was okay.
We do have a next question today, because we got 4 tickets to the Eagles training camp public practice, which is Sunday, August 10th at 6 p.m. at Lincoln Financial Field. The event benefits the Eagles Autism Foundation. Nelly is performing after the Phillies game tonight, as Ike makes his big appearance, replacing the bases or changing the bases.
Please don't let me trip on the way out there.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I know Jack wants me to fall.
Well, I need everyone to have their cell phones out, recording you running out there.
I don't want to see how fast you get out there. Your knee's fine, your back stop.
Yeah.
You want me to sprint out there?
I want to see that. Yeah, I want to see that under 5 seconds 40.
You got to beat Leclerc out. I mean, easily.
Yes. So for next question today, give us somebody who's only known by one name. One name and one name only. And the best one will get 4 tickets to the Eagles training camp public practice. Jack?
LeBron.
Nope. That's not what we're talking about. What's Nelly's last name, Jack?
I'm going Kobe.
Furtado.
No, that's a different Nelly.
Kobe's not a one-name guy?
No.
That seems like a one name. Kobe is known for one name.
You're known by one name, LeBron. You're known by one name, Kobe.
They have
Bang.
names on the backs of their jerseys. What are you talking about? Nelly is a. Do you want? I'll give my answer.
I don't even know Nelly's one last name.
That's the point. I'll give mine. Prince. There. Nobody knows Prince's last name. Nope. Nelly. LeBron is not one of them. One name.
One name?
Yes. Can you guys? Well, I'm giving up on Jack now.
One name. One name?
One name? But it's not even that hard.
Tiger?
No.
Another good answer.
That's another good one. That's a Tiger's a good one.
No, it isn't.
Yep.
When I say
Good
Tiger,
answer.
everybody knows who we're talking about.
Yes, but that is not what the question is.
All
We're
right, I got
basing it
another
on
one.
Nelly.
I got another one. Drake.
Drake is a good one.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Drake's a good one.
We just took 5 names right there.
No,
Well, the
because
others didn't
LeBron.
count, apparently.
Yeah, LeBron is not one of them. Kobe is not one of them. One name. I know those guys' last names pretty easily. All right.
Tiger's not one of them.
Tiger Woods. Everybody knows this Tiger Woods. Nobody knows Prince's last
We do know
name.
Tiger though.
Yes, but that's not what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Oh my God, this is 2 days in a row. You guys screwing up next question.